Hey everybody, what's up? Ultramag64 here. And today, guys, I bring you Labyrinth of Refrain, Coven of Dusk. Now, if my voice sounds a little off, it's because I'm currently trying to get over a head cold / sinus infection that just kind of popped up after my vacation. Also, this video is incredibly late. I am terribly sorry. I apologize to not only you guys, but also to NIS America, because they're the ones that provided this game for me in the first place, and I just didn't have time after my vacation to properly record this. Now, to be fair, they actually gave me this game well in advance of my vacation. Unfortunately, it was the day before my vacation, and I could have pushed out a video, but honestly, I'd only gotten my feet wet into this game and hadn't really delved into the depths of this labyrinthian game. And I felt like that would be doing this game a disservice. So I took it on my vacation, and I played it the entire time. And oh boy, let me tell you, that was the right choice to do, because good gravy, this game is something good. I haven't enjoyed a dungeon crawler this much since Etrian Odyssey 4 on the 3DS, and let me tell you, I sunk a lot of hours into that thing. Like 999 hours, because I just could not stop playing it. And it was great. I think I sunk over about 50 hours into the demo itself, just grinding away. And you couldn't, like, level up anymore, it's just, you just had it. Now, this game actually came out, if I can get this video up on time, yesterday, and I was actually planning on uploading this Monday, but, haha, then I got sick. And my #1 rule is never record while you're sick, because it just ends up horrible. But I'm gonna have to break that rule because YouTube's algorithm's bearing my content as it is, and I really can't afford not to have content out this week. Yay! So, if you enjoy this content, please share the video and whatnot, because that's pretty much the only way I can get exposure at this point, because YouTube really hates me. Anyway, this is Labyrinth of Refrain, Coven of Dusk. A wonderful little dungeon crawler. It is very classic in its design choices, but it also respects the player's time and allows you to tailor this game to your experience, and that is wonderful. Wonderful. I can't tell you how fun it has been to finally sink my teeth into a dungeon crawler again, because I haven't had the time to do that, because they usually take up so much time, and this one is also one of those that take up a lot of time, but at the same time you can tailor it and really make it to where it's like you don't have to have so much time in the game if you don't need to. Also, if I cough, I'm gonna have to cut, and so there might be a lot of weird jump cuts, don't worry about it. Anyway, so, welcome to Labyrinth of Refrain, Coven of Dusk. You play the titular, I can't think of its darn name. I call him Tracti, everyone calls him Tracti. It's a Trachonequus Demonstrum, I believe, is what it's said to be. You play a book, basically. A soul that is bound into a book, more per se. Now, the other main character is Madam Dronia, which is a witch, and you basically travel with this witch in her caravan to this town where a mysterious well is full of miasma, but possibly leads to secrets down below, and also there's not something quite right with the town itself. And this town is actually populated by really interesting, unique characters and whatnot, and this is a really interesting game, and it's got a lot of meat to it, so I might not be able to cover every aspect of the game, but hopefully I can give you guys a good idea of what this game is like. Also, it does have a demo, so, if you like what you see and want to give it a shot, you can try the demo. It's on the Switch exclusively, as far as I'm aware, but it is available on Switch, PC, and I believe PlayStation 4. I almost said PlayStation 4, but that's not a thing. Anyway, so, basically, this is your main hub, the caravan itself. It's a cute little wagon. It's adorable. So, basically, what you have here is your witch report, which basically you report back to Madam Dronia about your finds in the dungeon itself, and yeah, it progresses the story. Then you have your puppet workbench, which you can actually create puppets. I should actually go buy a puppet part just so I can show you guys what it's like to create a puppet and whatnot, and the kind of the stuff with that, since I already have a soul vial, which is another essential component you need to create puppets. And those are basically your dungeon crawlers. If I can go into my characters real quick, you'll see I've got a couple of puppets right here. I've got my... Can I show you? Yeah, there we go. I've got my thief right here, and she is a cute little bubbly little boo. And she crits like a beast! I love this! I love this lady. She is amazing. And then I've got my tank right here, my shield of honor. And then I've got my archer mage-ish type thing, kind of a hunter almost. And then I've got my battle mage is the best I can come up with. It's a character that is very good at dealing mage damage, but also healing, so I've put her as a healer. Then I've got my lancer right here, which is kind of your paladin, your knight. And then I've got my dancer, which is kind of your debuffer, your buffer. And they can also work pretty well as a mage. I think I've got her as a mage right now. But the fun thing is you can swap these characters out with any class you want, and it doesn't change their level. So if I go into brigade formation right here, you'll see I've got my attack pact right here, my defense pact, my witch troop pact, which is an interesting one because it has 3 slots. 2 slots for attack, 1 slot for support, which doesn't attack, but it still gets you EXP. And then you have your healer and your mage. And then you can also swap these out. So I've also got a fighter, a schemer, a healer, a mage, and a whole bunch of others. Now you might be wondering why I don't have the witch troop packs just kind of all up. And that's just because each little party member has their own little thing. So for instance, can I show what they have? I haven't actually looked to see if I can do that. Oh, here we go, skills. Skills. Okay, so skills we have... Wait, hang on, that's not their skills. That's not what I need! That's not what I need at all! Okay, well, we'll show you when to get in the dungeon. It's much easier to show in the dungeon. But basically, each kind of class, more or less, can be swapped out at will. And so you can really tailor your party to whatever situation rises. So, say there's a place that, you know, is high in... You know, enemies that are really, really susceptible to magic damage, where you can swap out your party and whatnot and kind of tailor your party to it. It's a little bit expensive that way, but you can do it. Now, here is the alchemy pot, which I just recently unlocked. And basically what it allows you to do is synthesize weapons and armor and whatnot, and upgrade everything. So, let me see if I've got something I want to upgrade. I don't think I actually do. Let's upgrade this headgear. Sure, why not? So I've already upgraded this one. That's got a little star next to it. But let's say I want to upgrade all this stuff. So one thing I will say is keep all of your equipment. I'm not joking. Keep everything. Never sell it. Because not only is this game kind of interesting in its way of handling that, which, yeah, that didn't do much because I had kind of poop gear, but I just did it just to show you. But I'm going to kind of run down a few beginner tips that I would suggest you highly follow, at least in the beginning game, to get much more easy results. So, for instance, you can go into the market. It unlocks fairly early in the game, I believe like on the 2nd day. And you can actually sell your stuff you find in the dungeon. Don't sell any of your loot. Well, at least don't sell a lot of it. You can sell duplicates, like I've got a bunch of duplicates of things. You can sell, like here, I'll sell, you know, 10 of these rocks, because I don't need rocks. But don't sell, try not to sell some of this stuff, because you'll find out it's needed for side quests and whatnot later. But never sell any of your weapons. Why? They get a horrible price because, think about it, a town when it's peaceful, it's in the middle of nowhere, why the heck do they need weapons? They don't. So weapons don't sell for much. Neither does, you know, your lamps, basically every weapon, just forget about it. Don't bother selling it. Just don't. Now, armor is a different story, so you can actually get pretty decent prices for armor. I've got this legendary right here that's worth $2,000, and whatnot. And then, like, the silver headband right here is worth $1,000. Your thick clothes are worth a lot of money, so you could sell some of those, but keep all your rares and legendaries and epics. Just keep them all. Keep all the rare stuff. Never sell your sealed stuff, because you can actually unseal that later. I have not gotten to that point of figuring out how to do that, but yeah, don't sell that, because you never know what you're gonna get. It's like a mystery box. Don't do it. Don't do it. But you can sell some of your armor. Just don't sell all of it, because, like I said, when you unlock that alchemy pot, that's when you can plump all that armor into your current class's wares. Because honestly, level is not something you have to really worry about too much. It's more dependent on the stuff you're wearing. So, depending... Also, never sell these. Never sell them. Ever. They're really good stuff that you can actually use for things. Just don't do it. Don't do it. I made the mistake of doing it early in game, and I regretted it. So, yeah, don't sell these. Never sell any artifacts. Never do it. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually buy a puppet for 3 grand, and there are currently kind of 3 main currencies in the game. There's silver, which is the town's currency, mana, which is kind of your main currency you're gonna have to worry about, and then there's a couple others that actually only are effective in dungeons. Now, I can actually show you guys kind of, since the game's already out, I can show you guys where I'm at, which is about right here. But there's a couple other dungeons ahead of it, mainly this one, and then this one, the Little Kingdom, which I thought the Little Kingdom was fun. Anyway, so, what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna go to the puppet workbench, craft a puppet. Gonna take this small soul. Now, here is your main screen of where you're going to be making all your puppets. And the puppets are basically the things that follow you in the dungeon and go down and do your bidding. So, honestly, I'm not sure what I want out of these. Because, like, I think I've got the main attacking force. So, I'm probably going to want something a little bit, you know what, let's make a really heavy, defensive class. I don't know. I mean, like, I guess I could do that. All right, let's do that. Okay, so I'm gonna pick you, and we're gonna name her. See, this is the other problem I have is it takes me forever. We're just gonna name her That's not how you spell. No, I don't want to name her that. Hilda, because why not? Alright, that's probably not how you spell that. I'm gonna go with it anyway. So, what we're gonna do is, the facet is basically her base, like, this is what she is. And she's a pure fortress. Which is basically like your heavy tank class. They specialize in, I believe it's spades, hammers, and I think that's it. So we can change her appearance. I already bothered with that. Brunhilde. Let's go with Ronnie as her nickname. Usually I don't have to pick a nickname, but since that's such a long name, I imagine I would have to. Let's go with... Now, here's actually where her nature will not only affect what she says in battle, but also affect her stats and whatnot. So we're wanting to have a pretty beefy little beefcake here. So we're gonna go with... I already have a stubborn one. I want... Let's go with a happy folk here. That's adorable.
Hey, I like kitty. Hey, I clean my armor every day. It gets dank in this sweaty armor.
Alright, let's go with that one. Okay, so now what we can do is we can choose her preferred stat growth. Now, what this does is basically, you see those S's and whatnot, that's kind of her specialty. HP, strength, and constitution. So we can do sharp, which basically gives her that much, but it also causes some, I believe it also does some, oh no, I think that's stance that affects how enemies attack them, I believe. But we're gonna go with double sharp because I just unlocked that. Now, stance is something that you can change in this. So basically, enemies will target them more if they're on the sun side. We kind of want that to kind of put some steam off of my other main attackers. Because I've already got a tank on my class anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Now for skill selection, we can actually have them. Let's see. Attack, recover 5% actually when defending. That's a good one, but I think what we'll do is we'll go with that one. And then lucky number I don't think really matters. I've never seen it affect anything, so I just pick a random number in my head. Let's go with 42, because why not? And then you can pick your flavor text. Basically, your flavor text is just gobbledygook that you want to say. I've got something dark and evil for each one of them because you play the villain if you couldn't guess because you're a witch. Sure, there we go. That works. Flavor text does absolutely nothing. It's just flavor text.
Let me handle everything.
And there you go. You made a new puppet. Good job. Now what are you gonna do with it? You're gonna put it in your darn team because that's what you do. So you're gonna go into brigade formation, and then we're just gonna pop them in right there. So there you go. They started at level 1, which is kind of annoying, but you know, it's fine because I've got enough equipment and whatnot that I don't have to worry about that. So I'm gonna actually change your equipment out. Let's see, what are you good at? I kind of forgot. You've got an A+ in hammers, so we'll put hammers on you, because I actually have no use for hammers yet, so we're just gonna smack a good old hammer on you. I think I've got a legendary hammer somewhere. No, I don't? Really? Oh, well, okay. That's fine. Sure, heavy mallet. And then we're actually going to put a legendary shield on you. Question is, which one do I want? Let's go with that one since you're not going to be attacking anyway. And then headgear, I don't think I actually have anything. I do. Okay, well, that's silly on my end. Equip that. Equip those. Relics are kind of just, you know, these things that you need. Let's see, charm. Guard chance, that'd be nice to have. Might actually do that. Yeah, let's just put that on there. Okay, so anyway, as you can see, they kind of start at level 1, so that's kind of a problem. But it'll be fine, because this game is actually nice where you actually can gain a lot of EXP if you know what you're doing, quite fast. So they're going to level up really fast. Don't know how long they're going to survive in a fight, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Anyway, so what this game kind of boils down to is you go into the dungeon, you explore a little bit, and then you grab whatever it is your Madam Dronia needs, and you come back up and report to her. And rinse and repeat, basically. So, what we're going to do is we're going to listen to Madam Dronia, and by the way, this game is fully voiced, which I'm very happy for. I was not expecting that. It's so nice to have. Because I can just hit auto and just go. So anyway, I'm gonna take a break because my voice is going to die if I don't. And yeah, we're just gonna see what wacky escapades happen next. So yeah, there we go.
According to legend, the Avianite Empire was wiped out in a single night by giant trolls. How these enslaved creatures managed to destroy an empire so swiftly remains a mystery. I thought this was a fairy tale, but I guess it's true, even the part about the giant trolls.
Also, I should probably explain before we go further, the owl is actually another character that was turned into an owl by Madam Dronia for trying to kill her, which is thus why she has a scar on her cheek right now. Also, she has a peg leg, which is kind of cool. Also, there's a nun that, well, it's complicated. I won't spoil it, but it is probably one of the best moments in the game. Also, Luca is your faithful assistant, and she is adorable and probably my favorite character ever so far. And I just want to snuggle her and say it's going to be all okay when it's not. It's really not. Anyway, let's continue.
Shut the hell up! Luca! Hey, Luca!
Yes, Madam Dronia? Do you need me to do something for you?
Lower this cage into a bucket of water and don't take it out until the bubbles stop.
Nuh-uh. I can't do that, then Allie will die. Come on, Allie. It's time to eat.
You little... Acting Governor Patrone. How can I help you today?
Also, side note, sorry I keep interrupting, but that is acting governor. Apparently there is no governor in this town, and there's just the acting governor that just kind of changes from so often to so often. Also, his butler, who, just looks like he's seen some stuff. Anyway, I know this is kind of not probably the most ideal way of introducing this story, and I'm sorry. Honestly, if I had more time, I probably would go back to the beginning and kind of give you guys a bit of a rundown of the story, but I felt like that was going to be way too long, because to actually get things rolling, it'd just be like trying to retread over everything and trying not to spoil things, and I just couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it. But the good news is like I said, if the story thus far piques your interest, you can start playing it and keep that progress for the full game with the demo that's out on the Switch. Which, by the way, I am playing on the Switch, if you couldn't tell. Because, darn it, I love this little thing. It is probably the perfect game to play on the Switch because it is so meaty. And, again, we'll find that out once we get into the, dungeon itself. But I figured we'd at least give you a bit of a rundown of kind of the gameplay loop to give you guys a bit of a better idea of what to expect when you purchase the game yourself or try it in the demo.
Baba Yaga, Dronia. I just received a report concerning a loud explosion in the vicinity of the well. The Rotunda Gate has been severely damaged. What in the world happened? I demand an explanation.
It was merely part of my exploratory process. I'm sorry, but I thought I mentioned it in my advance report.
Be that as it may, I am being flooded with reports about explosions and rising plumes of black smoke. Please, try to be a little more careful. I don't want you doing anything that could cause a panic. Also, your deliveries have started to become less frequent. Do I need to be concerned about your progress?
We're devoting every resource to the exploration. The only impediment to our progress has been our meager funding. The deficit we incurred just to obtain my alchemy pot could have been mitigated if your purse strings were looser.
Based on your results thus far, you're in no position to ask for additional funding. In any case, if you worry the people, you worry me. I implore you to be more careful in the future. Are we clear?
Yes, crystal clear.
Good. From now on, I want you to deliver the results of your exploration at your earliest convenience.
Of course. We'll do our best.
Excellent. We're in agreement then. And one more thing. Are you really Baba Yaga?
The only people who know you summoned Baba Yaga are standing in this caravan. So, what do you think?
Then forgive my impertinence. I eagerly await your results.
Impatient fool. He's already started complaining about our progress. If he gave us more money and kept his fat mouth shut, I could toss a few more crumbs his way.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything important.
Oh? What brings a noblewoman to our humble caravan? We are but traveling performers, after all.
I insisted that the acting governor escort me here. As the heiress to the Flander Company, I'm one of the Patrone Company's largest business partners.
Between you and Patrone, the nobles in this town seem unconcerned with putting on veneers of elegance.
I may be a noble, but I still appreciate the value of hard work. Wouldn't you agree it's an admirable quality? I must say, your caravan is quite remarkable. It's not a sight we're used to seeing in this town.
We perform shows for children at odd hours. You're welcome to attend, but you might find it a bit boring.
On the contrary, I think you and your caravan are fascinating.
Side note again, sorry for the interruptions, but I do have to mention that Dronia is guising as a traveling performer, basically telling puppet shows to kids, and yeah, the puppet shows aren't exactly pleasant either. The first one has kids getting their eyes gouged out. Anyway, yeah, let's move on from that pleasantry.
Ah, yes, that's why I came to see you, Madam Dronia. As an outsider to our town, you must have many stories to share. I have a feeling that you and I could become very good friends.
The Flander Company, With Patrone tightening his purse strings, she could prove useful to me.
By the way, Madam Dronia, you're a witch, aren't you?
Why would a witch establish a traveling theater company and call unnecessary attention to herself?
Yes, of course. Then, as a friend, could you help me with a problem? At the risk of sounding forward, I've never been in a relationship with a man. Because I just can't imagine choosing one particular person to love and cherish. I love everyone. My family, my servants, and even my patty bird, Marianne. And I've recently become acquainted with Fritz, the little boy at the craftsman shop. He's such a dear. But I don't want to give the impression that I have no desire to get married someday. I've always believed that my true love will appear when the time is right, and I've never once doubted that. But you won't believe what my father said to me, Madam Dronia. He said I don't need to get married. I love my father, but, well, that's another matter entirely. Now then, Lady Witch, I mean Madam Dronia, will you use your power to help me find my one true love?
She has no doubts about me being a witch. Did Patrone tell her who I am? Regardless, she's so certain that I have no reason to deny it. Besides, I don't need her spreading rumors. And even if I glamour her, the effect isn't permanent. Oh, well, I just need to take advantage of her then. I understand. I can't use magic, but as a seasoned fortune teller, I can help make your wish come true.
Oh my!
In exchange, any support you could provide to our puppet show would be greatly appreciated.
Oh dear, I don't have any money with me at the moment. Will this gemstone suffice for now? Oh, but this is barely worth 10 gold coins.
10 gold coins. That's fine. I shall accept this as payment.
Oh, thank goodness! If this is acceptable payment, I have more of them at my house. I'll bring some with me next time.
However, I must insist that you keep this transaction confidential.
But of course. It's rude to divulge secrets shared between friends. Right, Lady Witch?
Madam Dronia, is this all right? Are you sure about this?
Now, my lady, please allow me some time to prepare. Also, may I have a drop of your blood? I need it for my fortune-telling.
Yes, of course. What do you need me to do?
Just give me your hand.
Ow! That hurt. This is so exciting. My wish will finally come true.
That's all for now. Once my preparations are complete, I will call for you. And like I said, please keep this confidential.
Of course, my lips are sealed. I'm so happy to have made another amazing friend.
Luca? Take this to the Patrone Company tomorrow, exchange it for money, and add it to our living expenses. Now I just need to get this over with. What will this blood reveal to me? So this is what she truly desires. She's more depraved than her looks would suggest. Luca, go into town and fetch the item on this note. Tracty, bring me the following items from underground.
The note says, find a bloated liver filled with magic, and a bundle of gnome's blood. Let's see, let's get that right away. Okay, so now we have our objective, which is to find some gnome's blood. Now, if my memory's right, I've actually already got some gnome's blood in my thingadoo, I think. Yeah, I've already got some gnome's blood. So, what I need is to find a thingy. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and check out the new stuff in the store, which is this mana bomb. And some, more debuff stuff. I haven't actually looked at the books. Now, the books actually change how your character's nature is, which could actually be helpful when you create your character and you're like, oh man, that really doesn't gel well with the type of character I'm trying to make. Really helpful. Don't know if it's permanent or not. Again, haven't used it because I haven't had a need to. But it seems nice if you need to edit your party post puppet creation, basically. Also, keep in mind that you probably want to get a lot of jitterbugs. Jitterbugs are basically like your phoenix downs, your revives, your basically bring your things back from the dead-a-roo, because that's probably what you need. Also, you should get a lot of mugwort, or mugwort balm, because this is a lot of healings. A lot of heals are done with this. Anyway, also side note, I'll explain this more in depth later, but also buy parts, buy lots of parts. And make sure you keep up with parts that you need. So, for instance, I'm actually going to buy... dang, I don't have a lot of money. I'm going to buy 3 of these junk parts, and you'll see why momentarily. But, anyway, what we're going to do is we're actually going to head to the Witch Partition. Witch Partitions are basically kind of modifiers for the game. So you can actually make the game easier, harder, or just make things like exploration a lot more interesting. So one thing about playing the villain is I like that I can just go crazy and not care about, like, anything. So, like, for instance, in one scenario, which I won't spoil entirely, but I am going to mention, is that there is a particular place where you can either stomp through this village and destroy everybody, or just sidestep it and go around. I destroyed everything in my path. I just been like, I'm just gonna go straight to the place that I need to go, and I'm not going to care about anything or anyone that's in my way. But I decided to spare this one village. just because I was like, I've got another way around. I don't really need to worry about it. Now, one thing I had to do was I had to offer this statue elf's blood, and I was like, I don't have any of that. I searched the entire floor, was like, I can't find any of that. I'm just gonna kill you. And I did. And, yeah, it broke the puzzle and fixed everything. So literally there are multiple ways you can actually solve a problem. I don't know if that's actually how you're supposed to solve it, but I've just kind of just been like, no, I'm just gonna brute force my way through this problem and not worry about it. Not gonna use my brain at all. Let me see. Learn tracking skill Fog Veil. Spending RF to use this skill will make you elude enemies. Ooh, that's kind of nice. I might buy that. Let me just see if there's anything else. Rename soul packs, okay. But yeah, here's the two ones that are like, that basically change how the game works, so you can make a gentler world or a harder world. I've got it on normal, just because I don't need to make it any harder. Now, this is the apprentice notes, which are basically your side quests. Now, it looks like I've actually got something here. Alright, yeah, give that to them. Which then I get puppet parts, which, dang, I just spent money on buying puppet parts. Well, you know what? It's fine. It's not about the journey. It's about the end. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So these are your kind of your... I've cleared a bunch of them, but I've got a few that I haven't cleared just yet. One thing I don't like about it is that they're kind of shaded out, so you can't really tell what you need or where to get these things. Like, I have no idea what other flower this is, but I do not have it, as far as I'm aware. Nor this spotted thing. I think it's a spotted egg from the first dungeon, but I couldn't tell you either way. But anyway, recording memories basically is your save, so we're going to go ahead and do that since we just watched a cutscene. And we're going to go ahead and dispatch. Now, what all do we need to find? We need to find a preserved liver. Where is that? I think in the first dungeon? I think? That's the problem, is I'm not entirely sure where they're at. We're going to go ahead and go to this dungeon just because. Now, here are where the other two elements of the game, or currencies, I suppose, come into play. You have your reinforcement, your mana, but basically your reinforcement allows you to do neat things like break walls. So, for instance, one thing I like about this game is everything that's not gold I can break through. So, unfortunately, this is not exactly a very good area to do this on, so we're going to actually go over... Okay, so we're actually going to go to a place I haven't explored yet. Now, one thing you'll notice is there's no random encounters, and well, I say that. There's no random encounters anymore. I've actually got a few modifiers that let me see enemies, which basically makes this to where I can avoid enemy battles entirely. So if you noticed, there was a guy over that way, which I can actually avoid entirely if I want to. Try to. I'm gonna... Here, hang on. Hide. And I'm gonna wait. Now, there is an advantage to this. So you can actually wait on these enemies. And then when he turns around and walks that way, you can actually get a drop on them Persona style. Oh, I didn't do a very good job. Just gonna wait. Aha! Mine! Oh, man. I goofed. So, what you can do with your party is you'll see these two statuses, Vanguard and Rearguard. Basically, such as Etrian Odyssey, for instance, and those who played Etrian Odyssey, this is kind of where some similarities pop up. Basically, you can change up how your party is formed. Party's formation, I guess would be a better word. But basically, you can either have them in the rear or in the front. In the front, you're attacking more. In the back, you're not so much. But also, you still can. So basically, they kind of are targeted, like the front guards are targeted more, rear guard not so much. But it's also going to depend on what alliance you have. So for instance, I think Chara here has a moon. You've got a sun. I think both of you have moon. I know you've got moon, and I think you've got sun. So basically I've got kind of a mishmash here, but you actually get a lot of, like this one, I really love this dancer because I made it to where she just gains HP non-stop. Like, she's a glass freaking cannon, like, she can get hurt real bad and be real in pain, but darn it, she just bounces back. And, like, she hits like a tank. But, anyway, this one crits like no other's business. Like, you will see. Hang on, I'm really concerned about that other one. I don't know why they're not popping up. Anyway, we're just gonna engage. So that, as you can see, that says mismatch. Now, one thing you're going to have to keep in mind is you're not going to so much be concerned about status ailments. So, if anybody gets poisoned, don't worry about it. If anybody gets, you know, stunned or gassed or anything, don't worry about it. The one status problem you're going to have to worry about the most is called gore severing. Or, I don't think it's actually called that. I know it's called... Basically, it's where parts get chopped off of your body. And because these are puppets, that can happen, you know, fairly easily. With certain enemies using certain attacks. Now, it's not the end of the world, except for when your head gets chopped off. But, yeah, we'll talk about that later. Because if my memory is right, a head severing is instant KO. But any other part actually deducts from your total HP. So, for instance, my tank right over here in the second slot, if they were to get a gore strike struck on them and lose an arm, for instance, not only would that change how they attack, changing from a slash attack to a blunt attack, because they only got one arm, so they can only, like, pop, pop, pop them on the head with their darn arm of doom, but they also lose 25% of their HP, and that can be really devastating for a party if you're not careful. On top of that, you can also do that to enemies as well, which changes up things a lot, which is also really fun to do. It's kind of dependent, if memory serves, on the purple meter that you'll see up top on there. But also you have to just keep in mind that that's just something you have to worry about. And that's why I bought parts, because I don't want anybody losing their arms and having to worry about that, because the minute I get back to the caravan, I've got to fix them. And that costs a lot of money. Anyway, so as you can see, we won that battle, but hold on. Before you hit the A button to get all that XP, because look at that, that's 100 XP, that's not bad. What if I told you could double that? What if I told you could triple that? What if I told you I've gone in dungeons and and come out with 10,000 EXP in one go? Yeah, that's a lot of EXP. So, what you want to do out of the gate is use your witch packs to basically get all the exploration stuff out of the way, and then invest in EXP stockpiling, because good gravy is that thing a lifesaver for time, because it literally eliminates grinding, because you can just run in a dungeon, get one thing done, and then boom, you go out with double your EXP, and on top of that, I didn't even mention this part, this is the most juicy part, is you gain EXP as well for just exploring the dungeon. So the longer you're in the dungeon, the more mana you collect, the more EXP you have. So you basically get a double cash cow of EXP running through your party's veins. And that is awesome. That's how I got to level 27 in such a short amount of time. I don't even think I'm supposed to be that high. I don't even care. I'm just like, I just keep getting EXP, I just keep going. So yeah, stockpile. Which, as you can see, costs 1 reinforcement. Like I said, it's a currency. So each time I do something, it costs reinforcement. So we're going to go ahead and spend that. And see, I already got 205 EXP and also gained some mana. Now, mana you have to be very, very careful with. You don't want to get too greedy with mana. Mana is something that's very needed, but if you get too greedy on it, the game will punish you hard for it. And basically what it does is it calls the Grim Reaper out to play if you get too happy with your darn mana. And basically, the Grim Reaper, I've only met him once, and I do not want to meet him ever again, because he will kill you. And as you can see, there's a little glowy spot right there. I'm going to see if I can find another one. Dang. There's little glowy spots on the map here if you... Yeah, right there at the bottom there. That's actually where you can gain mana from just hitting the wall. Alright, you need a key. That's why I didn't go this way. Okay, well, guess we're going back. Anyway, so... See, I just avoided that enemy entirely. And I don't have to worry about it. Now, enemies do respawn, so don't think you're just out of the woods once you've killed an enemy. It's going to come back. But as you can see right here, this wall is kind of glowy. It's kind of green. It's kind of... I feel a little tingly inside when I touch it. And a bada bing, bada boom. Oh, look at that. I got 215 EX, or mana out of that, which also raises my item drop rate, which I also added to get more items out of the just randomly. Yeah, oh, hey, I found an item. Well, look at me. Anyway, you can also, if we jump over here, you can also hold A to just go forward, and that's really handy, especially in those types of areas where there's just like, you know, just a pit. Now, you might be wondering, you know, I see that there's a room right here with a chest in it. Now, how the heck do I get in there? There doesn't seem to be any sort of door. What if I tell you you make your own doors? What if I tell you you make your own doors? You see this wall breaker stat right here? Boom! I just broke my way into this place. This is mine now. I'm like the Kool-Aid Man, but better, because I got more anime. Anyway, yeah, that's basically it, is you can bust down walls if you need to. If something's in your way, break it. Because that's how Madam Dronia gets things done. Now, keep in mind, not all walls are breakable. Unfortunately, the golden ones are not breakable. So, you know, you can't exactly... And see, he's tailing me now. See, look, he's alerted. Basically, that means, oh, hey, I see you. I'm going to come hunt you down and eat your face. Or at least try to. He wouldn't be able to, but, look at me. Now you can't get me. Now what, sunshine? That's the good I thought. Now, not all enemies are going to notice you. Some enemies might not even bother with you. They're just going to be like, oh, I don't care. Look at this guy. He's just over here doing whatever. I don't care. I don't care about this guy. Jump over that because I don't want to die. Because you can fall from those. If by chance I were to fall, I'd lose half my HP, and I don't want to do that. Just to show you guys that I could. I don't want to do that. That'd be silly. That'd be just silly, right, guy? Right? Right? Right. Okay, I'm just gonna... Oh, darn. I knew I was gonna get goofed. I was like, ah, man. Okay. So, what we can do here is, I think you're actually in reserve. So, So, there's another sub-menu in this whole little menu right here. So, we can attack, which basically is just your basic attack. You can use Dronum, which is basically your magic. So, for my thief here, I've got Wind Cutter Blade and Rock Crusher. Rock Crusher is really nice, but it takes one turn to charge up. And so, yeah, you can use that. Or you can Fortify your Coven, which is basically... Covens are your little party members right here. And that basically is defense. But if I hit Y right here, or is it... Yeah, it's Y. I can cost one refrain, or reinforcement, sorry, to get a sub-menu pop up, which basically means I can, you know, fight like normal, or I can switch my weapon, or I can defend, or I can replace this party member. But let's just say I want to fight. And let's say I want to fight these guys. Now let's say I want to do that again, but I want to replace this character with this one. For whatever reason, because I don't think you're actually going to get any XP, are you? You might not. You know what? I'm going to leave you in there just to experiment. But anyway, let's actually show you guys one of the newer things that I just learned how to do, which is party formation. Party formation, I actually implemented in the first boss battle without knowing, and I don't think it actually worked, but I'm going to chalk it up and say, yes, it did. So basically, party formation is a witch, thing you can do once you unlock it to basically bolster your party. So, for instance, but it changes things a bit. Like, it changes how attacks work. Like, Trisha right here is actually going to do less damage if I put her in the vanguard than she will if I put her in the back. And she does also different types of damage. But anyway, if you'll notice, there's little colored icons above each character's screen. So, for instance, my thief, Chara, over here, does stabby damage. And Alistair does slashing damage. The two over there do both stabbing and stabbing fire, respectively. Well, not respectively. The archer does stabbing fire. The lancer does just stabbing. And then Morgana over here does blunt fire damage, because she, I think, has a pumpkin staff, I believe, equipped with her. And then she's got a bell, because she's a dancer, which does blunt damage. I don't think it does anything else. So we're just going to attack and engage. And see, we got a crit-based... we got all our stats boosted up because we're all in attacking formation. We're basically in an all-out attack. For your Persona fans out there. But as you can see, we're not doing nearly as much damage as we were when we were having, you know, everybody in the back and whatnot. Granted, Morgana doesn't really care. Morgana's just going to do what Morgana do. But if I put, say, her in the rear guard for a minute, as you can see, we don't get that stat boost anymore. But,
I hope this works.
see, there we go. Now it's effective. She's funky that way. She's just weird. Oh, what's wrong with her? I broke her. But anyway, as you can see, we got 300 XP. But if I do that, look at that. Now we have 653 EXP stockpiled, which basically is going to come into our grand total once we get everything situated. Now, keep in mind, a stockpile does not mean that if I die in this dungeon, I get all that EXP. Nope. If I done goof and I bite off more than I can chew, that stockpile is gone if I die. Also, if I... oh, no. Oh. Ah, kids, I interrupt your leisure stroll through the dungeon to say, oh no! Oh no. I mean, this probably won't be too bad a fight, but this guy also destroys puppets like no business. I was hoping not to run into you, because I fought you in the first dungeon and I was not happy. I was not a happy camper. That was not fun times. Anyway, I'm just going to proceed to break his lunch, so, give me a second. Okay, everyone just eat it. Just kill it. Just kill it with fire. Kill it with fire. I'm actually gonna move you to the rear guard. See, the also neat thing is you can actually move people to the rear and front guard, you know, after you've already, like, set their turn up, which is nice. And so I'm just gonna boppy boopy bop. Yeah, ouchies, 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 ouchies. Oh, you're the guard. You suck! I hate you. Okay, so it might be actually beneficial. Oops, wrong thing. Don't do that. I'm actually going to incite you, and then I'm actually going to... Actually, well, you wouldn't do much. Never mind. I was going to switch you up, but I was like, oh no, you're level 1, I forgot. I mean, she probably would do pretty good. Let's see, is that... It's a fog. I don't need none of that. Let's just attack him.
You're mine.
Boom! 500 damage down on it. Good job.
I hope this works.
I know.
Oh, okay, so he's not so bad. He used to be bad. He used to be the worst of the worst, but now he's just putty in my hands, because why? We are the best around. And not a monster's gonna slow us down.
We won.
And see, there you go. Look at that. Oh yeah, nice good old 600 XP right here. Oh, look at that. I just doubled that into 1,625. Look at me go. Now, what we'll do is, I don't actually know where this darn liver is that we're needing. I don't see, that's the problem. I don't recall where it's located, and there's not really an item, like, place where I can get all my items sorted, so to know where to find them. So it's kind of like a guessing game, because I pick up so many dang items, I'm like, I just don't freaking know. Where am I? Okay. Oh, that's right. I can't progress any further here. Because down here, I think it's just... Well, A, this is the wrong area. And B, this is not where I need to be. Okay, so yeah, I'm thinking it's the kingdom I need to go to get this darn liver. I don't remember. That is the problem. Yeah, like some of these like levels can get really wacky. Like, oh, there's a event right there. I wonder why. Okay, well, maybe we should follow the event. Oh, you know what? Okay, wait, I know what your event is. Okay, these two I know. I don't recall that one being a thing. Oh, wait, I bet that's the last boss we fought, because she got... Yeah, that's right. Fiddly diddly. Okay, well, I guess we might as well go look at the other dungeons. Which is fine, because we don't even have to leave the area! Because watch this, kids. I'm gonna show you something neat. How did you see me already? You're not even turned the right way. How did that happen?
Let's begin.
That was weird. Whatever. Just gonna bash you guys in. Real quickity quack.
I'm coming.
Boop boop.
I hope this
Boop, 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 boop. Now, I actually would suggest you put a dancer on your starting party, because dancers have the ability to basically attack groups of enemies at once. So, we should actually probably not do that, because this guy's about to attack us with something big. Granted, it's not big for our party, but it'd be big for, you know, anybody else. So I'm gonna go ahead and just all-out attack this guy, and hopefully kill him before he kills me. Or not, because he's just guarding like a champ. Oh, never mind, he died. But yeah, that's basically one thing is, like, as you can see, they're ready for an attack, and if you can stop that attack, then you know you don't get attacked. I mean, you know, what else do you want to say? I mean, that's basically it. Now, you might be wondering about the Coven level. Covens are basically your skill level, and that just levels up separately from your actual character's level. And look at that, we got 400 EXP, but oh, look at that, I just doubled that to 2,326 EXP, and I've only stockpiled 4 times. So yeah. The best part is you can actually level up your stockpiling ability to where you get even more EXP. Just imagine that, if you will, in this crazy, crazy town we call Love. Oh, that's right, I can't take, I have to get rid of my stockpile. Okay, well, to get rid of your stockpile, basically what you have to do is you have to fight someone and then basically just take all that EXP into yourself. So that's what we're going to do today. We're just going to smack these bad boys up and take their lunch money. Because that's what we do. Okay, we might actually have to fix our little Deuterino over there because they are not having a fun time. Now, I've actually got 2 members that can heal. Now, you might be wondering why. Well, this particular coven can actually heal an entire coven. And basically, if you that doesn't really apply much when you've got a single person in a coven. But for instance, with the witch coven that I've got on this particular coven, I've said coven way too many times in that sentence. But basically, they both get healed in this situation. However, if I use her, which is my actual healer, she can only heal 1 at a time. And so it'd probably be more beneficial to have a party members of healers on this particular coven, although it's not as effective. Like, it's not as good of a heal since they're not technically a healer class, but for what we're doing, it doesn't really matter. If I was fighting a boss, I'd be much more concerned. But yeah, no. See, look, boopity boop, done. And oh, gore kill. Yeah, see, that was what I was talking about. The gore kill, power source. That was what it was called. Which basically is mandated by your mana index. And darn it! I stockpiled again out of force. I have it. Gosh darn it! I hate myself. Okay, gotta find another friend to kill. Here, a little something or another. Come fight me, punk. Over here. Hello. Oh, anybody here? I know you're here. Or not. That's fine too. Somebody come fight me. Somebody come try and kill me. You're not gonna win. But I'd like to see you try. Yeah. Hello? Does nobody love me? You've got to be kidding me. There we go. Finally. Somebody. Alright. Oh, perfect. Okay, I'm just gonna auto attack this thing. Because it can't... there's no chance in any sort of life it will kill me. Alright, perfect. So now I'm going to accept all the EXP I just gained, which is a glorious amount I didn't actually look at. Alright, cool. So now they're level 4. They just gained 3 levels in one go. And yeah, that's basically how I keep getting more and more people. Is I just keep getting more and more levels, I suppose. Now, here is actually kind of a halfway point. So we're actually going to head into the North Kingdom District. Okie dokie, so welcome to the Kingdom of the Gnomes. So I'm actually gonna head over to the... Yeah, that's a little statue thing, don't worry about it. Actually do worry about it, because apparently I can't go anywhere else but kill it. Okay, fine. You know what? Fine, I want to kill it anyway. You know why? Because it said mean things about my mommy, and I don't like it.
I hope this works.
And yeah, basically, again, I've already beaten this area. There's not really much that can hurt me, really. Except for the Grim Reaper. If the Grim Reaper shows up, man, my goose is cooked. I'm gonna just be like, haha. And that, kids, is why I died. Because I got too greedy. Okay, I'm gonna actually keep that going there, because we're actually gonna probably fight a lot of things. Trying to get to the island here, which I think is on the West District. So we need to go this way, actually. Look at me go.
Enemies approaching.
I'm surprised that thing didn't notice me. Whatever.
I hope.
Just gonna smack its tush until it dies.
I'm coming.
Kill it. No, I just wanted to auto battle.
Yay!
Ah, gore kill. Awesome. Good job. Gore hit.
Victory.
High five.
Yay!
Oh wait, you don't have any arms. I'm sorry. I don't know what you could gore kill off that thing, to be honest, because it doesn't really have any body bits. Anyway, nobody cares about that. So, yeah, you'll see there's a lot of different, unique-looking enemies. And, yeah, you want to kill these guys first, because they can gore kill you. They can gore hit you pretty easy if they get mad enough. And I'd rather not have that. It doesn't matter what level you are. A gore kill's a gore kill. Like, they will... It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I could be level 99, and man, I will still get my arm chopped off like I'm a big baby Beano. Because, man, that's how it works. Which, yeah, any enemy can do it. Any enemy. Like, doesn't matter what enemy it is, they can get a gore snap on you if you're not careful. Which, sucks, especially if you're trotting through a dungeon that you've already beaten and you're like, man, I'm just mopping the floor with everything. Oh, right, I need a gold key. So, see, this is where, oh, man, I don't have a gold key. I don't know where I get a gold key. Just destroy this town and bust through this wall and, oh, look at that, I'm on the other side. Well, lucky me. Gonna grab some more mana so I can get more items. Just like I said, keep an eye on it, because, oh boy, you do not want to be on the other end of having too much mana. Because one time I got cocky. One time I was like, man, let me just not worry about it. It's fine. I'm gonna be A-okay. Who even knows what happens? I mean, you know, it could be anything. It could be anything that happens. I could just get a little slap on the wrist. Nope. Game does not slap you on the wrist. Game hurts you. Game hurts you bad. Game is like, oh man, I see you. You got a little overzealous there with your mana. Let me tell you why you don't.
I hope this works.
Which, who knows? I might actually show you guys, depending on if I can remember to set a mud portal, which is basically your get the heck out card. That's basically your, oh, I want to leave now, please. Which, granted, you lose some mana with that, but it's better to lose that than everything else you've done. The worst part is I had a 23 count stockpile going, and I was like, man, I died and I lost it all. Which, yeah, I was like, I just died. I was like, nope, it's not happening. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die like a baby boy. He's gonna suck. Which it did suck. It sucked a lot. Which, I don't know, I might, like I said, we might show you the Grim Reaper just to see what terror awaits you if you are not careful. Or who knows, maybe I'll leave that for you guys to find on your own. Just leave you with the unsettling terror of a Grim Reaper that you know not of what to expect until you goofed yourself. And then you're like, oh no, he was right, in every way, shape, and form. I was in the wrong. And now I must pay the piper for my pipey deeds. And then you'll know. Then you'll know. And you'll be like, I understand. I understand the pain and suffering. Okay, so this video is going on for a bit longer. I was kind of hoping we could actually get some progress, but it doesn't look like I'm actually going to get the chance to, unfortunately, just because I don't know where the heck to find perfectly preserved liver. Like, I don't remember. Where the heck am I? Okay, I am in the exact opposite area that I need to be in. This was actually the town! So, fun story about this place. This is the town I mentioned earlier that I spared. I accidentally found the way around it, and I was just like, oh, hey, this is an area I haven't explored yet. Crush, crush, crush. I go out, and I'm like, oh, this was the town I meant to spare. Oops. Because, yeah, see, this door won't open, because the, I think the town guard dude is actually on the other side here. And, yeah, I goofed. I goofed pretty bad. Alright, so one thing you might be wondering, does the game take advantage of its many ways of getting around a dungeon, such as destroying walls and whatnot? Yes, it does. And boy, let me tell you, it does it in a fabulous way. It encourages exploration like no other, because basically there's treasure galore, there's enemies to kill, and dungeons to explore. And I think this particular one right here actually exemplifies that the best, because like every little area was just like, oh hey, that's a secret area, oh hey, that's a secret area, that's a secret area, I was like, oh my gosh, this does not stop, it is fabulous. Whereas this one right here is not so much that, it's more about jumping over hedges and whatnot and just finding other places, but it does have a few more of those little nooks and crannies you can find and whatnot. But it's just so refreshing to see a little game where it's like, yeah, you can break that. Just go. You know, just... And the game actually says, you know, if it's in your way, bust it. Break it. Just destroy it.
I know.
Which, you know, since you play the villains, basically, going out for your own needs and desires and whatnot, then you're like, hey, okay. I mean, why not? That's what I do. Okay, where am I? I am over here. I'm trying to think of how I go where. This is not where I need to be. I mean, I guess it's better than nothing. Also, forgot to mention this in the while the cinematic was playing, but the audio leveling is weird in this darn game. Like, some voices are too loud, some are too soft. I actually had to lower the game's music and raise the cinematic audio because it was too soft. I could not hear it. I was like, that's a problem. And it's a minor problem. Also, some audio cutting was done to where it's like it almost cuts off too soon, especially if you're on auto, you'll really hear it. And like it got on my nerves. It's just a minor small nitpick that I'm like, oh, I hear it and it bugs me. But yeah, that's like one of the small things I can think of. And granted, this game's huge. Like this game, I'm not even like halfway done. I don't even know if I'm a quarter of the way through the game yet. I honestly could not tell you. I don't feel that I am. But I'm just gonna break this wall. Also, keep in mind of your reinforcement, because if you lose all of that, then you're gonna be stuck backtracking a lot. I'm wondering if I can... Oh, well, I goofed and hit the wrong button. I was not thinking. I was like, oh no, that's fine. Although that is a good way of showing you that time still progresses, even if you just smack a wall. Like enemies will still come at you. Just because you smack at a wall does not mean they'll be like, oh man, he's smacking a wall, don't worry about him. Don't bother that guy. But as you saw earlier, you can actually hide from enemies, and you can actually get a witch's skill to allow you to hide from enemies even better. Oh, and this is actually new. This has never happened before. Apparently an enemy is afraid of me. Because it's not wanting anything to do with me. I'm too overleveled for you. I'm gonna fight you anyway. You know why? Because I want to be that guy that hunts down the evil and just kills it. Just cuz. Didn't need to. You weren't gonna bother me. But I did anyway. You know why? Because screw you. I do what I want. The one thing I've got a problem with, it's like, I don't know how to get rid of mana, so I'm just kind of like stuck with it. Like, If I get too much, I'm just like, oh, I probably need to leave. Which is actually a good way of mitigating grinding. To where it's like, you can't stay in a dungeon forever. Like, I mean, you can try, but like, eventually you're gonna get so much mana that you're like, I have to leave. Which is good because, you know, you don't want to spend your entire life sitting in this dungeon grinding, which, again, the EXP stockpile actually, like, helps with that. So basically, you don't have to so much worry about, you know, oh man, I need to get more levels. If you need to get more levels, then just do that. And just get the stockpile really early in the game, like I did. And just, like, go all in. Also, helpful note, if you hold A or R, there's another button you can hold too, but basically I just hold A. It speeds up battling a lot. You can also enable toggle an option to where basically it also speeds up battle on top of that, which is really helpful for wanting to save time. So basically I'm going to just head into here because I think this is the only way I know of how to get into the darn place, because I think I just need to go over this way. Now keep in mind, I actually haven't been pursuing enemies at all. So I'm just going to wait for you to go away. Because I haven't actually been like fighting enemies nearly as much as I would if I was actually like trying to get EXP. I've just been kind of like, oh hey, you're in my way, I'm just going to kill you. Because if you run away from a fight, it doesn't actually get rid of the enemy, it just kind of just sits you there. So, which I mean, yeah, sometimes you do want to get away from enemy, because sometimes it's just not, there's no shame in running. Sometimes you don't have a choice and you can't run. There's a certain few event bosses that you can actually get yourself stuck in, and I accidentally did that once. It was with an enemy where I was like, ha, I'm gonna be mean to you. Oh, cool, I got an item. I'm gonna keep being mean to you. Oh, cool, I got another item. I'm just gonna be mean to you one more time. Oh, now you're mad. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Oh, this went horribly wrong. And, yeah, that was how I learned real fast. Game does not want you. Game's like, okay, you can mess with me a little bit, but mess with me too much, I bite back. And, yeah, that was the moment I learned, oh, man, I really should humble myself a little bit more. Yeah. Yeah, game humbles you a lot.
Victory!
Look at this, 10,000 EXP. Again, not even me going for enemies and whatnot, and we've already gained 10,000 other little boogers. And I'm just gonna run right through here. Don't bother destroying that because it doesn't do anything. I'm gonna actually leave that mana bubble right there. And here we are with this area. I'm actually just curious what is over there. I'm probably gonna get my butt handed to me if it's the boss again, because I really don't want to fight it again. Because it was a pain in the butt to do in the first place.
I hope it's there.
Oh, another thing, that enemy reminded me. I'm not sure if I can pull it off. Probably can't yet. I mean, I probably could if I tried. But another thing you can do is basically Dronia echoing. Which basically, if say that enemy right there uses a fire technique. Well, if, say, Chaya, well, Chaya wouldn't be next. These guys would actually be the first ones to attack. So, say they used a fire technique with it. It would stockpile. To where basically, say they used a fire attack. Well, if I use a fire attack, I get, there's a chance that I can do double damage. Because it stockpiles, it stacks. However, the opposite can also be true for your enemy. So, if, say, I use a fire attack and they use a fire attack at the same, you know, one after another, they actually get the buff, and I get hurt real bad. And that's no fun. So you don't want that. But yeah, it's really helpful for especially fighting off enemies and whatnot. You'll learn to use it really fast to your advantage. I'm not, because it's like, these are just grunts, I'm not going to worry about them. Okay, I'm gonna... I don't want no darn key. I don't need your keys! I got breaking wall power! Which, yeah, that's the best thing ever. It's the best. It's the best. Every dungeon crawler needs a breaking wall power. Every dungeon crawler. If dungeon crawlers don't have it at this point now, it's just like, yeah, no, get on this game's level. And that's one thing I love about this game. I love this game in general. Like this, like I said, this game is one of the games like I have not loved a dungeon crawler this much since Etrian Odyssey. Also, be careful of those things. I accidentally stepped on it, but I wanted to prove a point of like this basically poisoned me. I just did it again. Okay, I'm gonna... Bruh! I'm away. Okay. What is... I'm afraid to, because I know this is where they're holding the boss of the area. Okay, you stumble upon a giant soldier undergoing harsh training. Oh no. Oh no, I think I have done goofed. What the? This beast can still talk. What are those lobotomy technicians even doing? That's kind of harsh. The giant soldier leaps outside and begins to rampage. Help me! Someone do something!
Let's begin.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, I did not. Oh, this is one of those times where I wish I just kept my darn head down and been like, nah, I'm good. I'm fine. I didn't need this in my life. And now I have it. Now it is mine. And darn it all, it sucks. And I'm going to die. Oh, cool. So this actually shows me the formations. I was actually curious about that. Okay. Because I was going to say, I did not know how to do some of the formations. Okay, well, that's good. That's handy to know. Okay, so now we're done playing, kids. We are done playing. We are done playing. I don't know how strong this thing is, but we're just gonna kill it. Okay, it doesn't look that strong. Okay, never mind. It's gonna die. Never mind. Shaboosh! Okay, I was thinking that thing was gonna be a lot stronger than it was. I'm glad I destroyed it. Kind of went crazy there for a bit, because I was like, oh no, I don't know what you are. I'm just gonna kill you. You scare me. Alright, but the good news is we almost have 17,000 EXP for it, so hey, you know what? That's good. The giant soldier's last words were difficult to understand as it faded away. I don't know, something about a key. Obtain Pico's Pact from the battle, which I don't know what that is. But that sucks. Oh, alright, well that thing's dead. Good job, me! Alright, so I guess let's just get the heck out of here, because there's nothing else here for us. Which, I've got a 38% drop rate, so I am picking up items like there's no tomorrow. I mean, I could get more. Like I said, if I was going after enemies, like, legitimately, I'd be like, oh man, I'm like almost to the top here of EXP. The problem was when I encountered the Reaper, the problem was I didn't have enough. I don't even think I have enough. Oh, I don't. Okay, well, I'm gonna avoid that nightmare situation again. Because I ran into this problem of, I need to get home. I'm just going to run all the way back to do that. And I ran out, I got too much mana and proceeded to cry inside. Because that's when the Reaper came and I was not prepared. So I'm going to just avoid that entire lovely situation. And I'm going to proceed to get the heck out. So that is the plan. And I think I should have more than enough time to... Considering I've got, like, a quarter mana to burn through. And I don't remember how to get the heck out of here, so we're... oh, boy. We're just gonna go this way. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll find a way out. Okay, just gonna bust this wall down. That was probably not the smartest idea in the world. Considering now I got more mana, and also I have... Oh no, I got a few more. I've got a few more points now. Never mind. Gonna be like, well, haha. Oh no. Yeah, here we go. We're good. All right. Fabulous. Oh no, I forgot the EXP. Ah, I lost out on so much EXP. I'm an idiot. I totally was not thinking. Oh well, that's fine. It was more of an experiment anyway, or not an experiment, but an example. But I already showed you guys in post, so whatever. But anyway, once you leave a dungeon and head back to base, you actually get a double EXP on top of that. So, as you can see, everyone survived, so everyone's HP is all boosted back up. I got a measly 600 instead of my 17,000. Whatever, it's fine. It's just fine. Don't worry about it. But anyway, that is just a small, microscopic snippet of this game. It is truly, truly a game filled to the brim with content and wonderful, wonderful fun to be had. The dungeons are diverse and interesting looking. The characters are wonderfully memorable and completely fun to see just unfurl in various situations. The story is dark and quite mature. I would suggest that if you're not into the whole, oh, I'm evil and I legitimately do evil things, then maybe steer clear of this game. But if you enjoy unleashing your dark side every now and then, and just enjoy being, you know, just a little bit evil, just a little tiny bit evil, then this game is certainly for you. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Hope you have a fantastic day. Hopefully my voice did not annoy anyone or make anyone upset. If it did, I'm sorry. It's just my voice, and that's how it is. But anyway, hopefully by next video I'll actually be fully 100% and can actually do this, you know, without dying on the inside. But anyway, guys, I'm UltraMag64. If you want to check out Coven of Dusk, I think it's called. Yeah, Labyrinth of Refrain, Coven of Dusk. Then there's a link in the description down below. Like I said, it's available for the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 4, and the Steam platform. Or PC, I guess would be a better option. But anyway, yeah, it's available for all those platforms. Personally, and again, my Switch preference is fully on the table. Full disclosure, I do prefer the Switch for most of my gaming time these days. But Switch preference aside, I would still say pick it up on the Switch just because a meaty RPG like this, you want to take on the go. You want to have fun with it and just enjoy a nice little grind every now and then on the bus or on the train or wherever you go, and then take it home and just really tear into it when you get home and pop it on the big screen, and there you go. But it is pretty much the same experience on all platforms, so, I mean, hey, it just depends on your preference. Like I said, personally, I'm playing on the Switch, and that's my platform of choice for this particular game. But anyway, guys, I'll catch you on the flip side with more crazy content, and probably more Refrain of Dusk, or Labyrinth, the Labyrinth game of which I am playing right now. Gosh darn it, Labyrinth of Refrain. Good gravy, this game's like name I can't ever remember. But anyway, you'll probably see more Labyrinth of Refrain in the future because I enjoy just grinding on this, so I might just like pop in a grinding stream just because I'm like, I just wanna. But anyway, guys, I'll catch you on the flip side with more crazy content in the future. Bye-bye.